Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I got a pretty tricky rook endgame for you. White to move here, and we are winning this. We have a pawn here. We got 2 steps away from promotion, and of course we want to promote this or force the black rook to sacrifice on this pawn, which could also lead to a victory. But the question is how to do it, of course. So, without further ado, please pause the video now and calculate this on your own and see if you can come up with a solution. Go ahead. And welcome back. All right. So let me just start with some random bad moves. Just picking a pawn like this doesn't give us anything. Black will put his rook on c2 to attack here. We are more or less forced to advance here, but then this rook cannot come anywhere. Black can do anything. He can move his king towards the pawn. He can threaten a checkmate, and it will be like a draw. Something like this will happen. So it's really not giving us anything. What about not taking the pawn, but instead trying to get a tempo move by checking? Well, it's not good enough either. Black will simply attack the rook and or the pawn. We can advance here. Again, rook c2. Maybe take this pawn now, but attacking the rook and furthermore just going towards here, and well, this will be a draw. It doesn't have to go here. That's not necessary for black. You can simply just go back and maybe exchange. This pawn will not win in this position. So now we have to be smarter than this. Okay, so how are we progressing here then? Well, our plan is of course to get this pawn all the way here. To do that, first we have to give it some space. And we need to keep the rook on c5. So we play the rook to c8 with the idea of playing c7 and then checking with the rook. So now if black tries to stop this, it's just not quick enough. We will continue like this, get a check, promote, and of course win easy. So black cannot advance here with his king. Instead, he needs to do the regular defense by either playing rook to c2 or get the king away from a check here and play king h4. Doesn't really matter because he has to do both of these moves in the next 2 moves. So either way, start with king h4 or rook c2, doesn't matter. We will come to this position anyway. Okay, so it's not getting any easier now, really. We managed to get this position. It was pretty basic to go here, but now how are white winning this from here? Again, if you need to pause the video, go ahead now and try to solve this. Okay, here we go. So we have a plan, of course. We want to get the king out somehow, and then we want to check it and then promote the rook. The pawn. But how are we doing this? Well, what about some tempo moves here? We can try this and just hope he will take it. But of course, he's not going to be that stupid. Instead, we'll play king h3 and starting to get some threats on his own. And really, we are just in a bad mood here. Can try to move this, and well, he can play some pawn moves, and we can go back. It doesn't really matter. Try something like this. You will just go back and forth, and we will not get anywhere. So we cannot. Let me see here. Jump too far back. Okay, here we go. So moving the pawn now is not good. We need to move the king, and this looks like a very natural move, king h2, but it's actually not right either, because black has a very smart little tempo move. He will play h6 here, and then just give the Zugzwang to us. Okay, it looks like rook g8 is a good move here, because if black takes, well, we can simply checkmate. But that is one of the points with this study. If we play rook g8 here, it's a draw right away, because black can simply sacrifice on this pawn. If we take it with a king, or if we take it with a rook, it's a Zugzwang. And of course, if we don't take it, well, we're going to lose big time, like this. So, very, very clever moves leading to this. That means king h2 is not right at this position. Instead, we have to play rook h1. Kind of crazy, right? We want black to do his tempo move now, and then we can go to h2. And what will happen then? Well, then he has to move away either from the second rank or from the c file, and both will lose. Something like this, rook c3. Well, then we can play g3 check, just sacrifice our pawn. The rook will come anywhere, and it will follow a promotion, and we win this. And really, all other moves, if it stays in the second rank to keep on pinning our pawn, well, the rook can come to practically any square up there, and we will just promote next move and win. And well, any move here, it will be a check, forced king move, another check, and we win like this. But let's go back a little bit. This was what happened if black played his tempo move right away, h6. But that is really pointless for black to do that. Why give away this chance of a tempo move later on? So after king h1, black will have a better defense, and that's moving his rook somewhere around the c file. Let's see what happens first if you just move to somewhere on the second rank and give this up. Then, well, we can move the rook anywhere, and we will promote next move. So he cannot do that. So let's say he plays the rook to c6. We cannot move this with a check anywhere. We can try this again, but it's not good now either. The king will come to h3 still, actually threatening a checkmate, and we gave away a tempo here. And the tempo move is good to have. So now, of course, after rook c6, then we'll play the king to h2. And now we threaten g3 check, and followed by rook g8 check. So obviously the rook goes back to c2, pinning the pawn again. And it looks like the same situation as before, but now the pawn is on h7 and not on h6. That means we actually can play rook g8 now. We cannot take here because of imminent checkmate. And it cannot sacrifice here either, because we can simply take it with either the rook or the king. Black has one more move here, and of course this is winning easy. We just move away and we get a new queen here. So is it over and bye-bye for black now? Well, not really. Now he will play his tempo move again, h6. And this is a bit tricky. You see why? Because if we promote this to a queen now, what will happen then? Again, sacrifice. And again, if we take with either the rook or the king, well, it's going to be a stalemate. And if we try to escape here, well, we cannot take our rook. We will simply take back and win. But rook will come to g1 check. And since the queen is guarding this diagonal and the rook this file, it will always be a stalemate if we take this rook. And if not, it's just going to be a draw by perpetual checks here. So, moving back a little bit, we cannot promote this one to a queen. What are we doing then? Well, I'm guess you're seeing it now. We need to promote to something else. We cannot promote to a bishop or a knight either, because again, black can take here. If we take right away with either rook or king, it's still a stalemate, even though we just have a knight up here. And if we move, well, then it's just going to take our rook, and we will probably lose this. So we cannot promote to a minor piece, we cannot promote to a queen. The only thing left to promote to is, of course, another rook. Now we are winning. Black's last try is, of course, to take here. Still, we cannot take it with any piece, but we can go with the king to h1. And if he checks again, then we can simply take it, allowing the black king to come to h3, no stalemate. He can try to check here instead. Cannot take it this time either, but we can now move away. And another check here, and now we can take it with the rook, allowing the king to come here, and we win. So that's how we win this. And just look at other options. If he cannot take here and he cannot really exchange, try to just move away somewhere, well, it's going to be a checkmate right away. So that's how we win this as white. Pretty long lines, and it ends with an under promotion, and it's really, really beautiful, this study, and I hope you enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for watching this. Have a great day. Bye bye.